The first big home test for the Syracuse Orange, why there's extra excitement and uncertainty ahead of today's sold-out game against Duke. But first, back on the air, Jimmy Kimmel's return to all ABC affiliates last night.
And Kendra, it's a nice-looking sunrise view early this Saturday morning, but will the weather stay this nice all weekend long? Find out next in the Storm Team forecast as the morning news starts right now.
From WSYR-TV Syracuse, the local station, you're watching the morning news.
Good morning. I'm Kendra Brodus. It's 7 o'clock. Thanks for joining us. It was a chilly start to the morning, but we got to get right over to Carson Metcalf to show off this sunrise.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Looking fantastic this morning, and I think we're probably going to see the most sun here in the short term next hour or two because we got some clouds rolling in today. However, Kendra, I think instead of like low-level clouds that would cover up the sun, more mid and high-level clouds, which will kind of filter the sunshine for today. So still some bright-ish skies, if you will, but not so much blue sky overall for today. But I think we'll take it, though, with dry, quiet conditions. And Kendra mentioned a beautiful sunrise view right now on our Energy Savers Skynet 9 camera. The view from the zoo looking over toward the Syracuse skyline. It's a dry and quiet one right now here on the radar picture. However, there are some areas of patchy dense fog we continue to monitor, especially for places like Skaneateles down toward Cortland and Hamilton. Look at Norwich down to 0 visibility. So please use caution. Give yourself a few extra minutes to reach your destination in those areas, especially south and southeast of Syracuse early this Saturday morning. Temperature-wise, mostly in the 50s right now, and those 50s become 70s later on today. Again, clouds, some intervals of partial filtered sunshine with us, but all in all, a spectacular late September day, and it looks like we keep the nice weather going with brighter and even a little warmer conditions tomorrow. Talk more about that, Kendra, and the Storm Team forecast in just a bit.
Carson, thank you. A live look at the Dome and reason for excitement on the Syracuse campus. We're less than 5 hours away from kickoff of Duke and Syracuse. It's the first official home sellout of the Fran Brown era. The reason has a lot to do with the Orange's hot start, 3-1 already this year, and the team is coming off its first ever win in Clemson. There's a little uncertainty with the new starting quarterback. Ricky Collins, who transferred from LSU, takes over for Steve Angeli, who's out for the season with an injury. Duke comes in 2-2 on the season, and Coach Fran Brown says he's expecting a tough battle.
We got to focus on Duke. They come here to play. They probably got the better quarterback in the country, right? One of the best in the country. So there's a lot of work that we got to make sure we do on defensive side of the ball to be able to stop these guys. They're a high-powered offense. They got a quarterback that can throw and run. And so we got our hands full, and they come to our place.
Kickoff is set for noon today at the Dome. Stephen Fonte will have much more on the game and a little bit in sports. Turning to a long-awaited answer to a popular Your Stories question. Governor Hochul announcing the state has started mailing out inflation refund checks. But some seniors who need the money wonder if they're eligible. A local tax expert says they are. News Channel 9's Alexandra Dern explains.
Pam Titus is a full-time caregiver for her adult daughter who has Down syndrome and wonders if those like her with fixed Social Security incomes and have no tax liability are eligible for an inflation refund check.
I pay sales tax, so why should I not be eligible to get this?
A local tax expert says you are. You just need to file a 2023 return.
And that's to determine what their income level is. So if you're below a certain threshold of income, depending on whether you're filing single or married filing joint and so forth, then you qualify for that.
But online websites are telling those like Titus that they can't.
My income isn't high enough to owe any tax, so it's a 0. So when you get to the end of filing, trying to do your e-filing, it says, you have you have, no liability. You cannot file electronically.
If you're running into similar issues online, there is a way to work around it. All you have to do is type in, for example, a nominal amount of $1.
If you plug $1 in of interest income, it shows positive income, but 0 tax, and allows you to file electronically.
That means anyone can file for an inflation refund check, including those who live with a disability. In Syracuse, Alexandra Dern, News Channel 9.
And if, like Pam, you still need to apply for a refund check, tax experts say the sooner, the better. Jimmy Kimmel Live returned to air across all ABC affiliates last night. Preemptions by our parent company, Nexstar Media Group, and also Sinclair Broadcasting, ended yesterday. Both announced the return of the show yesterday afternoon. Nexstar, which owns News Channel 9, saying it comes after discussions with Disney, which owns ABC. The company had been preempting the show following comments Kimmel made after the killing of Charlie Kirk. In a statement, Nexstar saying, in part, as a local broadcaster, Nexstar remains committed to protecting the First Amendment while producing and airing local and national news that is fact-based and unbiased, and above all, broadcasting content that is in the best interest of the communities we serve. A special day at Fort Drum as a change of command ceremony was held for the 1st Infantry Brigade Combat Team 10th Mountain Division. Colonel Daniel Kearney relinquishing command to Colonel Douglas Graham. Kearney assumed command of the Warrior Brigade back in June of 2023, leading the unit through intense training along with a 9-month deployment to U.S. CENTCOM. Graham most recently served as Chief of Staff for the 7th Infantry Division. Coming up in sports, the Syracuse Orange gearing up for a tough test at home. And still ahead at 7:18, Carrie Lazarus heads high for a visit to an extraordinary place, a popular spot for fall travel.
You're watching the Morning News with Kendra Brodus and Storm Team meteorologist Carson Metcalf with Central New York's most accurate forecast. News Channel 9, the local station.